Reporter Bridget Naso is here with Colonel John Farnam, the commanding officer of the Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, with more on what's going on with these night flights. Bridget?
Yeah, great question, Monica and Catherine, and we've got the answer here. Colonel Farnam, thanks for taking time to join us here this evening. So tell us about that. What can you say about the increase in flights near Miramar that are happening right now?
Sure. Well, thanks a lot for having me out and a chance to talk about it. And San Diego is a great town, and boy, they support us, and we need it, and we love it. The additional flights that we're having right now, there really is the same number of flights. It's typical going out of Miramar. It's just that they're staying close to the field as we're getting ready for our pilots to go out to the aircraft carrier. They practice at the field first before they go out over the ocean and actually land on the boat. And that's what you're seeing.
So you actually have a simulated carrier drawn out on the field?
We do. On one of the runways, we have an aircraft carrier painted out there, and the airplanes fly the same exact pattern and do everything exactly the same, to include people on the ground, the landing signals officers, talking to them in the radios, and they practice that pattern again and again until they achieve the readiness they need to go out in the boat and safely operate out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty critical.
It's very critical, and every sortie counts. We don't just throw them out there just to do it. We don't fly just because we want to fly. We fly because we need to fly.
There are some restrictions as far as the hours, and I understand the latest they can fly is 1 in the morning, and people might be noticing it more because of the time change. Is that why?
That's exactly right. So every year at this time, of course, the time changes. We do have to, at night, when nighttime comes an hour later because of the time change, our airplanes fly a little bit later. My field hours shift from midnight to 1 o'clock. We typically don't fly that late. Usually we're done before midnight, usually. But you will hear us an hour later, and as I lay in bed, I can hear it as well. Those guys getting their hours at night, getting ready to go to the ship.
I can imagine it's a delicate balance between readiness, as you talked about, training and this the mission, and also dealing with the community, the encroachment that kind of has come on to, as Miramar was here long before some of the housing. So that's a delicate balance for you. How do you do that? How does the Marine Corps do that?
I spend a lot of time working with the communities around Miramar. The bottom line is we do make noise. We do need to train. We can't send these people out to the environment that we're asking them to operate in unless we train them properly. And it's all about community outreach. And the more people know and understand what and why and when, the more accepting they are of what's happening and what's going on. The city and the community is very important to our readiness as a result.
Now, what should somebody do, a resident, if they have some questions about the training or maybe a particular incident? What do they do?
You can always reach out to the Public Affairs Office at MCAS Miramar and speak to them. They have most of the answers. I have a noise complaint line as well, as some people are aware, and they're making phone calls on that. But we're always willing to receive your input and help you understand exactly what it is we're doing and why we're doing it.
And I know you're always going out to different meetings in the community to talk about it, so people can be informed. You want to be transparent.
That's very true, and we have to be that way. It's the only way we can be good neighbors, operate, and do the things we need to do as your Marine Corps to get our mission done.
Well, we thank you for your service. Colonel John Farnam, thank you so much for coming in. Commanding Officer, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Once again, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Monica, Catherine?
All right. Thanks both.